Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Torment Tides of, how you say the name of the game? Numenera. I'm IVATOPIA, it's episode 143. I'm looking for Dragony. I just quickly googled his location so I don't have to go through a single place to find him. Apparently it said he's in that area, so that's going to save time, because I was just been here, I was probably going to go here and here next and here, and it's going to be the last place I was going to go. So that speeds it up a little bit. Don't remember what he looks like though. Blow, Cutlass.
Look out below! Above!
Yeah, below, above, sideways, spin around. Do the wee cookie and you turn around. That was all about. Oh, yeah. Okay. In out, stick a little about. A glowing green icon text to a name of skill indicates that you have boosted it beyond specialized training level. Will be done by equipping something. Okay, so. Where are you? Dragoon. There he is. These slaves are still slaves. Oh yeah, because we can't get in there, can we? Well, hello, Dragonator. Whatever your name is. Are you still interested in exploring the bloom, my friend? Word has reached these humble ears of a new mar opening near the court of Garukuta in Little Nation. If it leads to the place I recall, which I fought long ago, it may contain the advice of great value indeed. If I did not have pressing business here, I should explore myself. But I forgot myself. What can I help you with today? He then pulls and leans towards you. His nostrils flare slightly. The air around you is different, cast off. You bear the amulet. Give it to me, and we shall consider our agreement concluded. Give Dragoon in. I've heard that you sought the navigable contracts of the Lazarus. Would you accept in the place? What's that? Oh, I have to pick it now. Fudge. Can I not exit? What is that? Let's see what it says. Ah yes, that would indeed be suffice. I tried to acquire it before, but to no avail. Should you manage to attain it, it would certainly be a fine substitute. The agents I employed previously were not able up to the task. This was an occasion of great surprise to me. They were tough, capable explorers, and I thought them more than sufficed to the job. If you gain access to the Aranakut and the Cortex, I suggest that you employ guile before violence. I would hate to see you fail at that by returning any loot. Huh. I've got this anyway. Are you prepared to fulfill your end of the bargain? I had other questions. Talk about returning. Nah. Okay, I'll just give it him then, because I don't know who it is. He holds it up to the light, admiring the Analute cunning design. A wide smile on his face, he says. Can you feel the power of this thing? It twists and curls and snares the secret place of the world. This will do nothing. Oh yes. Place it into a flat pouch at his hip, and no shape distorts the pouch, as if it were merely a gateway to some larger place. This concludes your part of the transaction. Let me honour mine. Come with me. Assuming it was still let us in there. I forgot it's been that long ago. Everybody's advancing the game, so we'll take it. I don't know where you're taking me. Oh yeah, think of this. This way, draw any weapons and you die in short order. I don't want to die. Do my chest tentacles count as weapons? Ah! Oh yeah, to talk to him. The maroon is the medium-sized woman, regale in bearing. She scurries you with a look that managed to convey both admiration and disdain. Through her words I've cultivated, her voice is rough, perhaps an artifact of low upbringing. Dragoon was infused in his praise for your skills. I've been following your movement myself. You moved the trade post of the depths. There are very, very few people who could manage such a feat. Perception. The way she looks at you and holds herself suggests that she might be wary or even slightly afraid of said accomplishment. Oh, nice. Gives me advantage as she is. Her eyes are piercing as they sweep across you. I was going to say swoop, but sweep across you. Like City and Sweep. Is he busy? Look, he's busy. I've dealt with Castos before, of course. I found your kind. to be tedious, resourceful, and skilled. And I know the one you are looking for. I can tell you where she is hiding. Do you want to return? I'm grateful for any help you can provide. First is alive then? She pretends to hide a contemptuous smirk. Dragon told you otherwise, didn't he? He knows far more than he lets on. He also knows better than to give away my bargaining chips. Your information is correct. The first is alive, but like Dragonin, I'm not inclined to giving away my secrets for free. Hope you see what I want the thing I just gave him. I understand she's been hidden from your kind for over a century. I have no qualms about betraying her, but the cost will be steep. Well, I've lost someone an important member of my organization. You no doubt heard of the recent changes in the Bloom. Perhaps you have even heard the rumor that it has turned against me to some extent. That is true. Isn't is a victim of that betrayal. She looks at the floor saddened. It isn't was my best scholar, a genius with a Numenera, is the name. The name of the game! Through my own means, I divided that. He still lives, but I cannot reach him. The Bloom has taken it into its heart. Give me that thing, like I might be able to get there. I have lost more men than I care to think about while trying to recover him. As a cast-off, however, you have certain advantages my minions do not. The tone becomes curt. With the recent fluctuations in the Bloom's layout, I no longer know the path to reach the heart. I suggest you talk to someone who knows the Bloom well, if you cannot discover the way yourself. The first is powerful. If you tell me where she is, I'm sure together we can rescue her more easily. A few questions, actually. Back from the heart, surely, then. Her laughter rings throughout the fortress like a death nail. Oh, she is powerful. Of that, I have no doubt, cast off. And I'm sure she will not be as helpful to you as you think. Her smile disappears as quickly as it arrived. I do apologise if I gave the impression that this was our discussion. Her voice hardens. I've made my offer. Rescue my friend from the Bloom's heart, and you shall have the location of your previous precious first. Fail, and you will not. Do I make myself clear? Her voice returns to its originally toned. Now, if you excuse me, I have organisation to maintain. And I took that guy, do you know where the heart is? And he lost it, didn't he? Great. Gesture to her guards. See that the cast-off doesn't get lost on his way out. Great, so I've got to find the heart now. Fudge! She just casted me to the side. Why I'm off. To do a quest. Okay. Okay, can... Friend, do you know where the heart is? Or do I have to do a quest for you to find the heart? Did you know a lot more? See a few more things. How do I get to the heart of the Bloom? Straight to it. He stares at you for a moment and licks his lips. At last he replies, I must admit, I do not know. Fudge. This knowledge I have sought and failed to acquire. I can only suggest that you ask someone closer to the Bloom than I. Someone who is not the Morat. Right. The other person, no. Okay. Great, so who's closer to the Bloom?
Ready.
I doubt the slaves. Bloom Dweller? Will it be that simple? No. Cult list?
All right.
That might make sense. A Bloom cult list. Nope. Pray. The construct stands exactly the same place before it. It does not appear to have moved. Okay, you are again. Remind me how you know about Drukam. I saw another construct that looks like you. It's in the House of Locks and not far from here. That's some of my siblings' comrades. Yes, I'm aware of its presence in the Tinkerer's house. Multicoloured lights flash from construction head in quick and agitated succession. We came to this place together, two brothers in arms seeking respite from the unrelenting memories that tormented us both, but he chose a different path from mine. Okay. Different path. Tinkerer put his hands in my sibling's comrade's brain, pulled the memories out, and with them the mind and the thoughts and the means to think. Now my brother in arms is a gutted shell, a scared crow standing in the tinkerer's house to frighten off the raven men. Thus has he found peace. The last word is barely a hiss. He is a elusive species of a predator, one whose prey remains unknown to me. Well, he seems is not all that he is. Well, if he picking up that like, clicking in the background, the dog is playing with the bones, that's why, so I apologise about that. I have some other questions. No, that'll do. So who do I need to talk to? Maybe that tinkerer.
Ready.
Maybe back to where I came from before, you know, that little hut last episode. Maybe a pair of them. I can't remember if I got killed the tinkerer off or not. I don't think I did. Or even this guy. Oh, they went.
Let's do it.
Oh, Grizzle. I think he was the one, wasn't he? Because I've helped them, so he's helped them, so what can I talk to him? Grizzle nods at your approach, smiling lopsidedly. Yep, I'm still here. Something you need? Do you know how to get to the heart? Ah, something. Folks say there's a maw that will take you to the heart. If the stories are true, you can only see it if it wants you to. He easily smiles his easy smile fades. Never been there myself, but when I need something from the bloom, I go to the place where she's most likely to hear me. He nods his head towards the colossal statue on the other side of the vast interior space. The shrine of Cyril the Great. Maybe somebody there can set you right. Thank you. Finding the bloom's heart. I call myself a bloom guy because I know this sack of guts. But the deep places are different. More alive, more conscious, full of voices, packs of them that wrap themselves in flesh so they can wander around and feed. The heart is where morans are made and unmade. He pauses uncomfortably. If you go down there, you aren't coming back until the bloom is finished with you. One way or another. Thank you. So... Ah, the shrine. Literally where I said the place we went last time. Wasn't it? So I was actually right.
I'm going.
Okay, so the others are speaker. Stop being so noisy over there, please. Okay, you've been talking to the Mara. She sent you to claim something from the heart, hasn't she? Or rather someone, the old woman shakes her head. Too frightened to go herself, for she knows what will happen if she does. What will happen? The bloom will eat her, body and soul. It doesn't matter how long she puts it off. The bloom will have her in the end. The only question is who it will find to take her place. She smiles. But you want to reach the heart, and I can help you. One gets to the heart in the same way one gets anywhere in the bloom. A maw will take you, and the maw you want is just over there. That one. Hopefully that's what it means. This one, please, be this one. The speck waves a hand towards the nearest corner of the shrine. You feel like a blindfold has been suddenly pulled from your eyes, and a wave of vertigo nearly knocks you to the floor. When you look up again, a maw has appeared. This one, right? Wow, looks like my chest, but bigger. Sparkling, the speck reaches out a hand to steady you. Sometimes the bloom hides things from us. It whispers, distract our attention. Our senses perceive what's there, but our minds don't. Has been here all along. So it has, but only my eyes could see. Even now the others are blissfully unaware. She gestures at the cultists. Some of them catch a glimpse now and then, but the whispers make them forget. Where does it lead? To the heart, obviously. That's exactly where you want to go. To the heart. To the source of all the whispers. Okay, what does it eat? Predators, but only those who are feared above all others. A person, a creature. Durkan's class as one. The maw doesn't care. Getting them into the maw, that's the hard part. Durkan, isn't it? I think I'll take a look at the maw. A thick mass of flesh protrudes from the wall surrounded by the waving tentacles. It appears to be another maw, just as the speck told you. This maw wants a predator, then it's found one. And by that I mean me. Oh. Oh! Iris, what? What do you mean you? He returns to you. Will it eat me? Please let it eat. What? It might kill you. Aren't you afraid of these things? I'll think about it. Well, it might kill you. but it might not, as it pauses, seemingly unable to think of any other arguments. Anyway, now that it's seen me, I'm sure it won't be satisfied with anyone else. Open the maw with a testament to capital. Here for the bloom. For the jar of iron wind. You draw out the battered metal jar and hold it afloat. Well within each of the tongues nearby, you hear a sharp intake of breath from the speck. Is that? Risking a glance towards her, you see that her eyes are bright with wonder and also horror. She watches the movements of the tongue, and it's clear that she has no idea what's going to happen next. Several of the tongues dart towards the jar, snatching it out of your hands. They begin to twist at it, trying to pull it apart. For the first time you realise what a mistake this might have been. Oh, I should just cut it open. Then you hear a loud buzzing sound from the metal container as if whatever was inside was suddenly woken up. Tongues stop twisting the jar, a furious chittering and hissing answers the angry buzzing of the iron wind, drowning it out, and the tongue tosses the jar around like a great beast playing with its food. Then, with a final violent shake, the tongues hurl the jar into the maw. The chittering and hissing rise to a climax. And the maw opens. What did I just do? Woman nods, waving closer. Okay. Tell me about the tuner. The more question. Have more questions. I met a man outside. Claims to be former. Still doing well. What's that? So he who was a man who enjoyed holding lives at his mercy, pronouncing judgment from his throne. You hear the chittering, whispering voices of the bloom behind the spectre's words, twisting their way into your mind. When you blink your eyes, the image of the imprisoned-looking man flashes before you. The same man you met outside, but younger, stronger, with a cruel to his lip. The whole bloom was his palace, even not palace, palace. The seed of a kingdom he would build, for such was his ambition. The bloom loved him for it, such power it gave him. But the bloom turned on him, just as turning on him over now. Just as it always does. So many lives cut short by his hand, so much fear bound up with his name. He'd grown fat with the terror and the strife that he sowed in the mind of the bloom. He was a beast made plump for the slaughter. Bloom eats terror and strife. It might, or perhaps it devoured his legacy of terror and strife, rolling him around in his guts until he was forgotten. Until he forgot himself, he shrugs. Who knows, the whispers, you don't say. He should have seen what was coming and escaped. That's like justice to me. To you it might, to the bloom it hunger, nothing more. The speck slowly spins herself in a circle. It's all a circle. Round and round, feast on one Mara, raise another in its place, let the hunger build. He stops and feasts again. Wants to eat this Mara, that's why she's hiding in the tower. What sort of power? Every Mara can open a maw at a touch, but not all can summon Mars to their side. Fewer still can call them outside of fleshy walls or the bloom as he could. So now the bloom wants to eat this Mara. That's why she's hiding in the tower. Too scared to leave her tower, too proud and stubborn to abandon the bloom. She's no different than the ones who preceded her. The bloom will eat her and her name will be forgotten. How long has the bloom cycle been going on? As long as I can remember, probably. Since the time of Achilles, at least so. 4 centuries. 5? She seems maternally confused. Before that, who knows? There was no speck to watch and remember. If Achilles was the first Mara, wouldn't she have been part of the bloom's feeding cycle too? The speck turns to you sharply, eyes glittering. What are you saying? If the others were eaten, then she was too. I know it's painful to hear, but she may not be coming back. She's proof that the cycle can be beaten. A person can bond with the bloom and survive if they're strong enough. She's silent for a long moment. A rare soul they need to be. But yes, maybe it could be done. Tell me again how long the bloom cycle has lasted. Okay, guess we're done. Let me say before we go in. I'm going to do this under a different name. Because I'm a little worried that I made it stronger by mistake somehow. Say 54. I think next episode we'll enter this and find out what's on the other side. Anyway, please like, please subscribe, see you next time. You've been awesome watching, thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel, put some comments, share the video. See you next time at IVATOPIA. Bye everyone.